Hello, this is Jason Hendler, and again I'm going over exercises 1 through 4. This video is for exercise 4. And exercise 4 can be found on page 83 of the Beginner's Guide to SOLIDWORKS 2015 Level 1, written by Alejandro Reyes. And so you'll find this down at the bottom of page 83. And let's go to SOLIDWORKS, and we'll go ahead and create a new part. And the first thing to check is the right units. I look at the units on the page and it is millimeters. So we'll set that up. Again, I like to turn on my planes by hitting the little eyeglasses. So now I can see the planes. And since it's millimeters, the amount of precision that I want, I go to Document Properties, Dimensions, and I really only want one at most. So I'll hit Return. And again, looking at this part and trying to figure out where I want to put it in my planes, so I can see that this part kind of has two long edges on the left and on the top. And so when I create my first feature, to get the ISO view that I want, I need to start in the front plane. And what I'm going to do, just to make this easy on me, is I'm going to go ahead and the way I'm going to sketch this is I'm going to use a corner rectangle, and I'm going to draw this corner rectangle like so. And we can do this a better way later on when we learn more features, but I'm just going to do it like this for now because I haven't shown you a lot of what we can do yet. I'm going to smart dimension this top. Needs to be 130 millimeters. So I'll do that, and then this long side here is supposed to be 160. So I'll make it 160. Then I'll hit check, and if I exit sketch, then I can go ahead and make this whole shape that thickness of 25 millimeters. So I'll make this 25. It's blind. I hit check, and that looks correct. To make it an L shape, I just want to take a rectangular chunk out of this thing. So I'm going to do an extruded cut. I'm going to select this front face. I'm going to go normal to it so I can see it. And then again, I'm going to grab my corner rectangle, and if I select here, it'll lock to this point here, and that'll be good. And then I'll draw this all the way up here, hit check, and then I want a smart dimension. And what's interesting here is, you know, the way they've dimensioned it. I kind of want to go from this edge to that edge, and I want to make that 40. I'm going to make that 40 and hit check. And then same dimension on the top side, so you know, I'll go from this plane to that edge and make that 40 and hit check. And then exit sketch. And I want to go to ISO view to make sure it's removing material in the right direction. I want this to be through all, and hit check, and now I've got my L shape. So that's the easiest way to do it right now based on what I've shown you how to do, and that's perfectly fine. We don't need to do anything else. The next thing we can do is we can put that radius of 10 on all those edges. So why don't we do that? Let's go and select fillet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this first, well, I'll go ahead and change this. So it's already at 10, that's nice. And then I select this, but remember this little box that comes up? If I just select here, it'll make every one of those edges 10, and that's just so fast and so convenient. So, you know, now we've got this basic shape that we've been looking at. And so again, very quick and very convenient way to just get that done. And now I want to create these square holes. And so again, those measure from the top and those measure from the left. And so I'll do an extruded cut. I'll select this front face, and careful not to select these other planes. It's really easy to do. And then I'm going to select this and go normal to so I can see it. And then the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a corner rectangle, and I'm just going to draw me a square just about anywhere. And I'm going to smart dimension it. You know, it's supposed to be, what is a typical 20 by, I assume it's 20 by 20. It looks like a square, so I'll make this 20. I'm just not going to escape. Didn't seem like that. Smart dimension, try that again. Oh, I see. It's trying to, I'll make this 20. And then I'll make this edge 20. And now I need to locate it, so I need to make it 10 from this edge here. So I'll put a 10 out here. And then it needs to be 10 from the top, so 10 to that plane, that 10. Okay, and done smart dimensioning. I'll go ahead and put my fillets in here. It says it's typical of R5, so I select this fillet. I'm going to make it 5 millimeters, and then I'm going to grab this corner, this corner, this corner, and this corner, and hit check. And now I've got that shape in there. And so that's fully defined, so I'm going to exit my sketch. And how deep this goes down, it's indicated in the top view as 10 millimeters. So I'll change this to 10. And it does go in blind, and let's check in the ISO view. Is it cut in the right way? Yep, that's the right direction. So there I have that little feature cut in at the 10 millimeters, and so let's look at this from a front view. I don't want a section view, so let's look at this front view. Does that look correct? So it'll be easier to see. Let me hide planes for a moment. Okay, that's looking alright. So I'll turn those planes back on. Okay, so now that I have this, it's kind of interesting because this isn't a two-dimensional array of parts. It's kind of one-dimensional in one direction, one-dimensional in another. So that means we're actually going to create two separate linear patterns. So I'm going to select this cut extrude, and then I'm going to say linear pattern, and it's going to ask me for a direction, so I'm just going to grab this front edge. I'm going to say flip because it sent it in the wrong direction. I want a total of 4, and you can see that 30 tip is telling you that the spacing is 30 typical, and so now you can see that, and you hit check, and now all of those guys are in there. And then to make the ones that go down, again you're going to select this original feature, select linear pattern, and this time when you want a direction, you're going to select that edge. Again, it's going in the wrong way, so you hit flip. We only want 3 instances total, and the distance between it is still going to be that same typical 30, even though it isn't properly dimensioned. So we just hit check, and that puts all of those in there. Okay, so now the next thing that we want to put in is this slot-shaped boss. And so what we do here is we're going to extrude a boss. We're going to select this front plane, select normal 2, and then use our slot tool. And we're just going to draw a slot, and we can put in our dimensions later. And that's roughly the size that I want. Now I'm going to smart dimension, go from there to there, and that is to be 40. It's weird how close I drew that. And then from here to here, that is supposed to be 15. Hit check, and now that's 15. And now to locate it, I want to go from this bottom edge to that point, and I want that to be 15. And then I want to go from the Well, it's essentially saying it's centered, so I'm going to go and measure this 20 from this side, because it doesn't say it, but that's what it's implying. It's implying it's lined up in the center. So now that I've centered that all up and hit check, I can exit sketch, and let me look at there. So okay, so that's going in the right direction. It's blind, and the height is supposed to be 10, so that's what we have in there already. I'm going to hit check, and it's now in there. Finally, we have two holes, and again, these are going to be millimeter holes. So let's go to our hole wizard. We select that. It's already on ANSI metric, tapped hole, everything looks good there. What we want is a 4 by 1. So let's go and look for, I have to go back this way and get a, it's 4 by, oops, where is 4 by 1? Is that M4? Oh no, that's M6. Sorry. And so, yeah, that's M6 by 1. So then we go down, and it says default depth, which is 2 times diameter, which is written right there. For positions, I'm going to zoom in on this. We want to locate, first we'll select this plane, but we want to locate our holes right at the center of these, so we highlight that and let the little target show up, and then we dive on those targets and hit check, and there's our 2 holes. Okay, so that's how you create this part. And let's look for material. They want it to be ABS, so we'll right click, edit material, shrink steel down. We want plastics, and there is ABS at the top of the list. I'm going to apply and then close, and now it's kind of white. And what we'll do is a save as. It's going to be exercise 4 with our initials, so make sure you put your initials, not mine, and save, and that's all you need to do for this part.